I ain't gonna. If I'm asking too much of you, you can say that. All right.
What?
Can you?
Let me see.
You think you can still scribe from your phone?
Oh yeah.
And we ain't gonna be able to see from right there. That's all good. We do it like that right there one time. For the vine, man. Shalom, family.
Shalom, brother Shamariah.
Brother Nasi, man.
We got an abundance of brothers on the scene, man. Our lesson today is should you desire to be rich, right? And you know, through the spirit, we're gonna try to bring out what is really rich. What does that really mean to be rich, right? So we got we're gonna let the room fill up. I know we got some brothers. Did you post it in the chat?
But you know, you can do that. But first and foremost, man, we want to give all praises and glory to the Most High Yahweh. We do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, who the world calls Christ, man. We had a mighty camp today, right? Had the brother Yahweh Shop, man, from Soldiers of Yahweh come out, man. And brought the word out, man. Also tilled the ground with us through the Spirit, man. So we were glad to have the brother called, man. We was just glad that we was able to hearken, man.
Mighty brother, man. Mighty brother.
Man, shout out to Soldiers of Yahweh.
Come. Water.
But yeah, man, like we saying, man, we had to go into these understandings on what the conditioning of the world has given us on the understanding that we should have when it comes to financial literacy.
That's right.
Right. Not only financial literacy, but on a spiritual level too. They tell us what spiritually is what spiritually rich is. You know, so we're gonna get into these things, man. If y'all just jumping into the room, man, like, share, and subscribe. Right. Hit that bell when you come in. Right, so you can get the notifications, man, when we go live. Right.
All right, we're gonna give it a few minutes, let the room fill up. Right, we tapping in.
We on IG.
We on IG. We on YouTube. The class will be should we desire to be rich, and through the spirit, we gonna tap into what is it to really be rich, right? You know what I'm saying?
Give us a shalom, man, when you come into the room.
Drop some sevens if you tap in the on the site on the YouTube. Drop some set. Hey man, if you on the YouTube or the IG, drop some sevens, man. Let us know you in here. Shalom, man. We appreciate everybody that's tapping in.
Was that Malak the Wide, man? Shalom, Mark.
Khan, shalom, King.
All praises, man. All praises. It's good.
Hey, post them on the remember what I was talking about with the comments on the do that happen on the YouTube?
YouTube, they play back.
Hey, Nakai, subscribe on the YouTube if you can.
Yeah, on me.
Okay, yeah.
First precept. Right, we're gonna be in the book of 1 Timothy. 1 Timothy chapter 6.
Like, share, subscribe, Kings. Like, share, subscribe. Baba Kasha.
Shalom, sis. Salaki, you got to give it to me one more time how to pronounce it.
Sister Raquel.
Ariella.
Ariella?
Yeah.
Her name.
Oh, Sister
Eliana.
Yeah.
Eliana.
Shalom, sis. Shalom.
Yeah.
Sister doing mighty works.
Shalom, sis.
Hey, man. Brother Yahweh Shop on the scene, man. Sister doing mighty works with the garments, man.
Con.
Man, hey, man, shout out to the sister, man. That's how we got our first headbands, man, for the congregation.
And aprons, man. The water, sis. The water.
Well, let's get into it, man. Should we desire to be rich? Right? Let's find out through the Spirit, man. 1 Timothy chapter 6.
Verse 9.
And verse 9.
1 Timothy chapter 6 and verse 9. 1 Timothy chapter 6 and verse 9. Who we got on the reading? But then Kai, can you now you scribing? I don't want to put too much on you, King. I don't want to put too much on you.
I got you. You can bring some out too, Baba Bashar.
Yeah, con.
You gonna read?
Yes, sir.
All right, we got Brother Ken on the scene. We got Brother Yawasab,
Shalom, shalom.
Nakata Scribe. We got Brother Yashala. You know what I'm saying?
First
Priest-
Timothy
First
chapter 6, verse 9.
Khan.
But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts.
Right,
Uh-huh.
because a lot of times, man, you have them old songs, man, them old Jake hymnals for the love of money.
Right?
You know, brother would kill their brother, man. Go into their mother's purse, man. A lot of these things, Jake falls subject to you trying to hit licks, right? Trying to come up in the ways of the world.
That's
because of the lust, right? Read that.
Which drown men in destruction.
Which what?
And men which drown men in destruction and perdition.
Right, because eventually, man, you can kind of start lusting so much, man, you become overwhelmed. It can overtake you, man, the desire to be rich.
Quick precept. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3.
Uh-huh.
And it reads, let no man deceive you by any means.
Uh-huh.
For that day shall not come except there come a falling away. Right? Because brothers is getting enticed by the rudiments of the world and by the practices of the man of perdition. Right? The man of sin. He's bringing all these different ideologies, theologies, practices, all the ologies, bringing that to the surface level, and Jake is eating it up because Jake don't really know who he is, right? Until you come back to the knowledge of being a Hebrew Israelite from whatever the 12 tribe that you reside, you don't really know who you are, so you kind of searching, trying to figure it out, right? Finish this out, and that the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, right? We know that to be the wicked. And he comes with all of these different type of doctrines that Jake tends to eat up because, as I said, Jake don't know who he is. Right.
Quick precept, man. I know we're just getting this thing started, but we gotta let the spirit have its free course.
That's right.
James 1 and 15. Right. James chapter 1 and verse 15. Right. It reads thus. Salaki, let me start at 14.
That's right. 13.
12.
All
right, verse 12. This is James 1 and 12. Right, James 1 and 12. It says, blessed is the man that endureth temptation.
That does what?
Endureth temptation.
Because a lot of these things are going on the surface just to tempt you, right? Just to see if they can lead you astray, if they can bring you into the congregation of the dead, right? A lot of these different practices, theologies, teachings, preachings, according to the wicked pastors, right? These things are going to come just to overthrow you, right? Go ahead.
For when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life.
He shall what?
Receive the crown of life, which the Lord had promised to them that love him. Verse 13. Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of the Most High God.
Right.
For Yahweh cannot be tempted with evil.
Right.
Neither tempted he any man.
So you can't blame it on the Most High, right? If you choose to let me get Baruch 4 and 28. Right? Classic precept. Right? But the Most High has no what's the other precept we just brought out?
Respected persons?
No, he has no need of let me find it. He has no need of a sinful man.
Con.
Right? You know what I'm saying? That's in the it's in Sirach.
You look at Baruch 4 and 28?
Yeah, you can bring that out.
Yeah, I got you. Baruch chapter 4, verse 28. For as it was your mind to go astray.
It was what?
Your mind to go astray
the
from
Most
Yahweh.
High said it was your mind to go astray. You can't put that on the Most High, right? He even gave you a warning of saying that it's going to be things here to tempt you. Now, if you choose to let that deter you from your path and move you and get you off, then that's your mind choosing to go astray. You can't say that it's the Most High because he has no need of a sinful man.
Neither does he tempt you.
That's right. That's right. Go ahead.
Finish up on that, huh?
From Yahweh. So being returned, seek him 10 times more.
Do what?
Seek him 10 times more.
Hey, man, coming back to this truth and this understanding of the word, we got to seek the Most High 10 times more than we were going off in the world.
Let me finish up on this James 1 and 13. It says, "Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of the Most High God. For Yahweh cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempted he any man. For every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust."
His what?
His own lust.
Real quick, this is Sirach 15 and 15.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'm going to start at 11. Sirach 15 and 11. "Say not thou, it is through the Lord that I fell away.
Mm-hmm.
For thou oughtest not do the things that he hated.
Right.
Say not that he had caused me to err."
Right. You shouldn't be saying that the Most High did that. You shouldn't be doing these things from the get-go.
That's right. "For he had no need of a sinful man."
That's all right. 15 and 15.
15 and 11 through 12.
Right. This is the dagger on James 1 and 15. We'll get back to the breakdown. Right. Verse 15 of chapter 1 in James. "Then when lust hath conceived, it bringeth forth sin. And sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death." Right. You can be so consumed with the ways of this world of trying to get a bag, man, or hit somebody else over the head for the bag. Right. You can kind of start going off and then it brings forth sin. And then ultimately that sin is going to bring forth death. Right. That second death, man, on the spiritual level. Right. Like yield on that. That was James 1. And I started at 8. We stopped at 15. We're going to get back into the breakdown dealing with 1 Timothy 6. Right.
So we saying that because we're leading up to some things that can possibly make you sin and go off and deter you from your walk. Right.
This is the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 6 and verse 9. "But they that will be rich falleth into temptation."
They what?
"Falleth into temptation, and a snare, and into many foolish hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. For the love of money."
The what?
The love of money.
No, the money.
The love of money.
No, the actual coin.
The love of money.
Chasing the bag, right? Go ahead.
"Is the root of all evil."
It's the what?
Root of all evil.
Right.
"Which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith."
They have what?
Erred from the faith.
Because chasing that money will get you stagnant on chasing the kingdom. Right? You know what I'm saying? You supposed to seek ye first the kingdom, and all the other things will be added to you.
That's right.
You trying to chase the additions and you missing out on the kingdom. Right?
This is the book of Matthew. Brother said this precept. We're just going to bring it out through the Spirit. This is Matthew chapter...
Sir, 2 Matthew.
Oh, Salakia, 6 and 33. Right. This is the book of Matthew chapter 6 and verse 33.
Right.
"But seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High."
Do what?
"Seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High,
Go ahead.
and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you."
Right.
Right.
So
So
all these things you seeking in the world, the gratification of the world, the pleasantries of the world, right? Mammon, right? All these things that you are seeking to add unto yourself, to multiply your funds, to build an empire here, to build your kingdom here, to establish your kingdom in a world that's soon to be destroyed, is blasphemy, and it's almost insanity. If we know the scriptures, we know that this kingdom is not going to last. So we're not going to put our trust or our faith or our works into this side. We're going to store up our treasures in heaven where moth and rust cannot corrupt. Right.
Picking back up in 1 Timothy, starting at 6 and verse 10. "For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith, and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. But thou, O man of God, flee these things."
No stay.
"Flee these things."
No chase it.
"Flee these things."
And
follow after righteousness, godliness,
right,
faith, love, patience, meekness. Fight the good fight.
Do what?
Fight the good fight.
Go ahead.
Of faith.
No. You got to prove it to me.
Fight the good fight of faith.
Right. And what is faith? According to Hebrews 11, it's the
substance of things hoped for.
Hoped for, but not seen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to know that by doing the works on this side, your kingdom is going to be established in heaven. You got to have that fervent faith. You got to believe. Right. Go ahead.
"Lay hold on eternal life, whereunto thou art also called, and hast professed a good profession before many witnesses." With that, I yield, man.
All right. The next precept is going to be Matthew 13 and 18.
And neither are we.
I'm
While we
here.
getting that precept, you can pull it out. We're not preaching no bumite doctrine. Like we saying, we say all the time, man. We're not pushing a poverty doctrine. Neither is the Most High.
That's right.
Ultimately, man, we just bringing. We're doing 1 Peter 4:11 around here, man. Right? We speaking thus says the Lord.
But if the Most High needed money, he wouldn't have went to the Christ. Wouldn't have went to the fisherman. He'd have went to the one that owned the boat. He'd have went to the rulers of that time.
Mm-hmm.
He went to everyday average Jakes to push this doctrine. You don't need. You can't buy your way into the kingdom. Neither does he need a bag of trinkets or worldly desires to make it look good. Because the kingdom is already good. It's nothing that you can add to it on this side to make it look better. It's already perfect, right?
Matthew 13, 18.
Yeah, I got it, King. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 13, verse 18.
Mm-hmm.
Hear ye therefore the parable of the sower.
Uh-huh.
When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom and understand it not, then cometh the wicked one and catcheth away that which was sown in his heart.
Right, because this is an understanding that's just dealing with a parable. So it could go. This has been going over our people's heads for a long time.
Right.
That we have been conditioned to just chase the bag.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and there's going to be someone who comes away and try to take away this seed, man.
And through the through the flesh, right? I won't say through the spirit, but through the flesh, we get it.
Right.
Jake has been the have-nots for so long. He just want a piece. Right? He just want a piece of the pie. It ain't got to be the whole pie, but Jake want his piece of the pie. And chasing that pie, you're going to lose out on the real prize, right? Verse 19, when anyone heareth the word of the kingdom and understand it not, then cometh the wicked one and catcheth away that which was sown in his heart.
Mm-hmm.
This is he which receives seed by the wayside.
Mm-hmm.
But he that receiveth the seed into stony places, the same is he that heareth the word, and anon with joy receiveth it.
Right.
Yet hath he not root it himself.
Right, because you got some seeds that we sowed on a spiritual level. Even today, man, them brothers and sisters that's on the call.
That's right.
You might have be that ground that's stony.
That's right.
Or you might be that ground that's on the wayside.
That's right.
Right. Read on.
Yet hath he not root in himself, but doeth for a while.
Right, because ultimately, man, these seeds that we're planting, man, they need to have a root. They need to have a foundation. Go ahead.
But when tribulation or persecution ariseth because of the word,
right,
and by,
right, on a spiritual level. So, like when the bills hit, man, right, when the bill collectors start calling, man, you get to wavering, man.
Or when the word come out about what really storing up treasures is, right? He is offended. He also that receives seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word, and the care of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word,
right,
and he becometh unfruitful.
Right, so you can be so consumed, as we keep saying, man, through the scriptures keep saying this. You can be so consumed or overwhelmed with chasing, being in a rat race, right, that this thing can choke you out through the spirit.
That's right.
Right. Some on it up.
Come on. And the care of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becometh unfruitful. But he that receives seed into the good ground is he that heareth the word and understandeth it, which also beareth fruit and bring forth some 100-fold, some 60, some 30.
Right. Because that's a beautiful thing, man. That's a wealthy thing to know that you can. We're sitting amongst brothers because of the seeds that we've sown through the spirit. That's real wealth, man, right there. You can't put a price on that thing, right? To see brothers come out of the world and into this truth, into that marvelous light, right? And they seeking the heavenly Father's back.
That's right.
I yield on that.
Next precept is Matthew chapter 19, verse 16. Matthew chapter 19, verse 16. And we're going to read through 24.
Bring it out. I'll be there.
And behold, one came and said unto him,
what did he say?
Good master, what good thing shall I do that I may have eternal life? Verse 17. And he said unto him, why callest thou me good?
What did he say?
Why callest thou me good?
Because even Christ knows the only one that's good and perfect is the Most High Yahweh. Right? You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
There is none good but one that is. Yahweh.
That is who?
Yahweh.
Go ahead.
But if thou wilt enter into life,
If you want to start living and come into life, do what?
keep the commandment.
Do what?
Keep the commandment.
Go ahead.
He said unto him, which Yahushua said, thou shalt do no murder.
Uh-huh.
Thou shalt not commit adultery.
Uh-huh.
Thou shalt not steal.
Uh-huh.
Thou shalt not bear false witness.
Mm-hmm.
Honor thy father and thy mother,
Mhm.
and thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
So he hit him with the basics, right? He hit him with the what Creflo Dollar say, the Big 10, right? You know what I'm saying? He hit him with the bare minimum precepts, right? The ones that you should be keeping naturally, right? Go ahead.
Verse 20. The young man said unto him, all these things have I kept from my youth up. What lack I yet?
So he said, I've been doing all this since I was raised to keep these, right? I've been doing all this from when I was a pup on up. Where am I lacking?
Mm-hmm.
What am I not doing? What am I not seeing? Go ahead.
Yahushua said unto him, if thou wilt be perfect,
If thou will be what?
perfect,
Do what?
go and sell that thou hast and give to the poor,
Uh-huh.
and thou shalt have treasure in heaven,
Mm-hmm.
and come and follow me.
So he said, go sell all that you have, and you will have treasures in heaven, and come and follow me. Right? Give up all that you have and come and follow me. Right? We be so tethered to the world that we can't even fathom moving like this. We can't even fathom doing something like this. Right? Me and the Red was talking, and we was talking about John the Baptist. Hey, the man lived in the wilderness off a locust and honey diet. Right? You know what I'm saying?
Roughing it.
And Christ said, there is no one that came through the womb or the matrix that's greater than John the Baptist. But he said, the least of you will be greater than John the Baptist in the kingdom, though. Right?
Got a good precept for you, Rod.
Bring it out, kid.
This is 1 Samuel chapter 16 and verse 7.
Bring it out.
Right? Because referring to the good master or the I'm gonna let the scripture speak. 1 Samuel 16 and 7.
Uh-huh.
But the Lord said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance.
Do what?
Look not on his countenance,
Uh-huh.
or on the height of his stature.
So look not on his countenance, his garments, his fringes, his beard,
her head wrap,
her hair wrap, her the cars, the chariots. Look not on that. Right? Go ahead.
For the Lord, Salakia, or his stature, because I have refused him.
Hey, the most I can deal with you, whether you driving a Bentley or a Buick.
That's right.
Whether you in a Buick or some boots, right? A bicycle. You know what I'm saying? The most I can still be dealing with you, because his blessings don't look like worldly blessings. They can, but peace of mind is much more imperative with the Most High than what kind of car you driving, what kind of house you living in. Right? Go ahead.
For the Lord seeth not as men see it.
Uh-huh.
For man looketh on the outward appearance.
They do what?
Looketh on the outward appearance.
What do we do?
Looketh on the outward appearance.
Go ahead.
But the Lord looketh on the heart.
Right? Most I say, I try the reins. Right? You know what I'm saying? You could be a very wealthy man, but it'll be harder for you to get into the kingdom of heaven, according to the scripture said, because you're gonna be enticed. It's a lot of different things that can tug on your heartstrings. But a man of little cares, a man of little wealth, of little cares of this world, it's gonna be easier for him to key in or hone in on the Lord, because that's all that would matter at that point, right?
Let me back off the brother.
Go ahead, King.
That's the book of Psalms. Psalm chapter 49, and starting in verse 6. It says, "They that trust in their wealth and boast themselves in the multitude of their riches, none of them can by any means redeem his brother, nor give to the Most High a ransom for him."
Right. What you gonna do with that bag? Are you gonna be able to redeem your brother out of this captivity? Man.
That's right.
We still are subject to the rudiments and to the conditions of this life, man.
That's a good precept, King.
Right.
Verse 8, "For the redemption of their soul is precious."
It is what?
It's precious. And it ceases forever. That he should still live forever and not see corruption. For he seeth the wise man die, likewise the fool and the brutish person perish, and leave their wealth to others.
Right, because it says that in Ecclesiastes. That's a good precept too.
Great precept.
Because it says that in Ecclesiastes as well. Because like you can work sun up to sundown. Every man that's done work underneath the sun, man. If he was to die, man, another man is just gonna come right behind him, man, and pick up that work.
That's right, and pick up that wealth that he left.
So ultimately, on essentially, it can become vanity, you know, and also vexation of the spirit. Man, you working 9 to 5. Like my aunt just got here, man. He just got here. Whoo, man, 6 games, bro. I'm tired. Whoo, right? It can wear you down, man, and that's ultimately what it says in the book of Daniel, man. How our enemy, man, have set these things up, man, and put us in this damn hamster wheel so that they can continually wear us out, right? And they're trying to wear out the saints. So I yield on that.
Con. Next precept. Finish that out, King. Read through 24. Salakia. Brother
49. Matthew 20.
Matthew 19.
24. The book of Matthew, chapter 19, verse 24. And again, I say,
I think you at 23.
Salakia. 23. Then said Yahushua unto his disciples.
What did he say?
Verily,
Salakia, my bad. You at 22. 23 through 24. Salakia.
Verse 22. But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful.
He what?
Went away sorrowful. For he had great possession.
Right, because he had a lot to sell. Like, man, you want me to sell everything I got? Yikes, bro. I got it. All right. And he went away sorrowful. Right? Go ahead.
It's a Salakia, man. That's what we kind of thought too when we came when we was in Christianity. At least I can speak for myself, that we was really just, I've been doing these things since my youth. Right, but now the Most High require you to do something that you haven't done. Yeah, go ahead and go sell that. Well, wait a minute, man. I don't know about this truth, right?
Right.
I don't know what kind of gospel this is, man. It's the real gospel right here.
That's right.
Right, I yield. Salakia.
Go ahead, Brother Ken.
Verse 23. Then said Yahushua unto his disciples,
right?
Verily I say unto you, that a rich man shall never hardly enter the kingdom of heaven. 24. And again I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of Yahweh.
That's plain as day, man. You got to understand that, you know, you can be, it's easier for, read it again, huh?
Start at 23.
Verse 23. Then said Yahushua unto his disciples, Verily I say unto you, that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven. And again, I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle.
A sewing needle that you put thread through, right? That you. It's easier for a camel to get through that little hole than what?
Than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of Yahweh.
It's a symbol too, man. It's an allegory. We're gonna get the next precept.
Did Christ say it's impossible? Did he say it couldn't happen? He said it's hard though, because the whole thing, a rich man gonna be thinking about what he losing, not about what he gaining from the kingdom of heaven. Just like the brother thought about everything he had to sell, his worldly possessions, his substance in the world, not about what he will be gaining by getting into the kingdom of heaven.
Jake not trying to hear that, man. Next precept.
They want to know.
Next precept is going to be the Proverbs 4 and 11. Proverbs 4 and 11. Right? Proverbs 4 and 11. Right? We're going to read through 4.
11 and 4.
We got start at 1. This is
got you. I got
Proverbs 11.
Proverbs 11 and 1. We're going to read through 4. Right?
I got it. The book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 1.
Come on.
A false balance is abomination to the Lord.
Right, so you got to have a balance in this thing, man.
That's right.
The Most High understand that we are subject to captivity. He understands that we got to put bread on the table, but you got to have a balance in this thing, because ultimately in Matthew 4 it said that this word is the bread of life, man. So this is the bread that you're supposed to be putting on the table too as well. So you can't go ahead, huh?
This is Baruch chapter 3 and verse 8.
Come on.
Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity.
Right, I know what's going on. Right, it says that in Revelations. I know thy poverty. I know thy works.
Right. where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments.
Right, I know the curses, I know the reproach that you are in. Read.
Ultimately, he know we have payments. So he know that you have to provide, you have to live, you have to go to work. But the moment you put that above doing the work in the will of the Most High, now that's where your problem lies. Right? Finishing this out. According to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our God. Hear, Israel, the commandment of life. Give ear to understand wisdom.
Man. You guys got to hearken unto this word and this wisdom and this knowledge and understanding. Back in the Proverbs. Pick that back up out.
Verse 2.
Proverbs chapter 11.
Start back from the top.
Slakia. Proverbs chapter 11, verse 1. A false balance is abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. When pride cometh, then cometh shame.
Right, because you can be like this brother that was just bringing out in Matthew 19, where he can be so prideful and puffed up that he don't want to give up those carnal things, those tangible things.
That's right.
But the Most High is calling us to seek the things that are incorruptible. Right, keep going on that.
But the lowly is wisdom. The integrity of the upright shall guide them.
Right, so we understand that you got to become low and you got to be meek in this thing, and that's wise, man. Read on.
But the perverseness of transgressors shall destroy them.
Right, because ultimately you can start doing some perverse things for that doctrine, man. Right, read on.
That's right.
Verse 4: riches profit not in the day of wrath.
Riches what?
Profit not in the day of wrath.
Man, you can't you can't cut it. You can cut a check if you want to, man, and try to get buried with that thing, man. But it's not going to be profitable in that time, right? So we have to understand that you have to have a balance in this thing. Read on.
But righteousness delivereth from death.
Right, but that righteousness, man, that righteous bag, right, is going to deliver you from death. Read on.
Right.
The righteous of the perfect shall direct his way, but the wicked shall fall by his own wickedness.
Right, and if you start doing those things on a wicked level, man, you're gonna fall into that pit, man. It's like that Proverbs 21:16. You wander out of this way of understanding. That's right. You're gonna end up in the congregation of that dead.
That's right.
Right, or the dead congregation of the dead presidents, man.
Right.
Right. Let's get Sirach 5 and 8.
I'm already here.
Come on, let's bring it out.
I'm gonna start at 2.
Come on.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 5, starting at verse 2. The book of Sirach, chapter 5, verse 2. And it reads. I'm gonna start from the top, from 1. Set not thy heart upon thy goods, and say not, I have enough for my life.
Right, because you can be like, the uncle from Friday. What's his name?
Uncle Elroy.
Uncle Elroy, man. I'm the king around here. Paying $100,000 cash for this thing, man.
Right.
You can be like that, be puffed up in this thing, but what?
Say not thy heart, Salakia. Set not thy heart upon thy goods, and say not, I have enough for my life. Follow not thine own mind and thy strength,
right,
to walk in the ways of thy heart, and say not, who shall control me for my works?
Right, who gonna stop me, man? Who running the bag like me, man? You know what I'm saying? You out there when we was in the world, man. We like we say, man, we used to sin real good, man. Right, read on.
Who gonna stop me from getting this bag?
Right. Right. And then ultimately that caused you to go off, man. You profaning the Sabbath day, man. You doing anything for the dollar, man. You out here just going off, right?
And then anybody that's correcting you about you going off in your mind, they off, right? You know what I'm saying? Because you just hating, right? You know what I'm saying? And say not, who shall control me for my works? For the Lord will surely revenge thy pride.
The Most High gonna get up with you, man. He gonna bring you down low.
Say not, I have sinned, and what harm hath happened unto me? For the Lord is long suffering; He will in no wise let thee go. And just somebody get Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. Just because the Most High don't deal with you immediately, don't mean that He ain't gonna deal with you. If you like it says in Revelations, has forgotten your first love, not doing the will and the work of the Father, not putting the Most High first, not putting the works first, right? Even above your own desires and your own wife and children. You're not putting Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah first, right? You should be worried. And especially if you're not putting Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah first and you not receiving no retribution, you should be worried. You should be worried, bro, because he's storing up a judgment for you, right? It's something that's going to come to pass and you might not even see it coming, right?
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 8 and verse 11.
Go ahead.
Because sentence against an evil work is not executed expediently.
Because what?
Sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily.
And you got to know the Most High don't move on your time.
That's right,
The Most High move on his time, right? Because you not getting retribution, or somebody that you watching is not getting judged according to when you should feel like they should be judged, bro. That don't mean the Most High ain't watch. His eyes is 10,000 times brighter than the sun, according to Sirach 23:19. So go ahead.
Go ahead, finish.
Go ahead.
Okay, Isaiah 55:8.
That's right. Go ahead.
For my thoughts are not your thoughts.
My what?
Thoughts are not your thoughts.
Neither
are your ways my ways,
right?
Said the Lord.
Right. So you don't think like the Most High, right? He could be building someone up just to tear them down in front of what's the rebuke him as sin in front of the
1 Timothy 5:20.
Somebody grab that right quick. Right? He might be building this person up just so they can be brought low in front of a multitude of people, so that not only am I going to affect him, now I'm going to affect everybody that was watching or following him. Now they're going to see it clearly that this wasn't the way of righteousness, right?
That's good.
1 Timothy 5:20.
I got that.
Bring it out, King.
1 Timothy 5:20.
Them
that sin rebuke before all.
Do what?
Them that sin rebuke before all. That others also may fear.
That others also may fear. They may look upon this and be like, yo, bro's kind of off. His intentions may have been good, but bro was kind of off. So now that he's been corrected, now I know how to move. Now I know what I should and shouldn't do. Now I know the ways of error and the ways of righteousness, right?
And just even because it says, what is that? A righteous rebuke is better than secret love.
Proverbs 27:5.
Right. So we bring that out, man, to expound on. It's like, brother, we used to be on that side. Man.
That's right.
But the brothers and sisters, they see us out on the camp, on the highways and byways. We could be doing anything else on our Saturday.
That's
man.
right.
Right.
And they scoffing.
But we doing the work of the Lord. You know, so we understand. They're able to see. So we were able to rebuke them through the Spirit and meekness. So that all may fear.
How? So what?
So that all may fear.
That's right.
Right.
Jump back in Ecclesiastes. Read through 14.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter Sirach 5.
No. 8.
Oh, Salakia. I'm holding it too.
It's all good.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, just dealing with that evil work, right? Because the sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily. Therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
You see that? Because the Most High haven't dealt with you, he haven't pulled up on you and had a heart-to-heart with you. Hey, it's fully set in you to keep going off. Keep doing your thing. He must be pleased with me. Well, if you're not keeping the commandments and doing the will of the Father, that he not pleased with you. But because he haven't punished you, that don't mean he not going to punish you.
Yeah, we got that mixed up with chastening and rebuke.
That's right.
Different.
Con.
This is Acts 17:30, quick precept.
Watch this.
It says, "And the times of this ignorance, the Most High Yahweh winked at."
He did what?
He winked at.
Right.
But now commanded all men everywhere to repent. Right. So after a point of time, man, that judgment is going to come upon you. That chastening on that rebuke, the Most High is going to have to get up with you now because. Hey, at first it was cute, right? Look at him, man. He's trying to get it right. You know what I'm saying? But now, man, you know better.
That's right.
Right? You need to be seeking first the kingdom of heaven. Man.
That's right.
I yield on that.
Jump back in Sirach. You got another precept? Sirach 5. I think we at 4.
This book of Sirach, chapter 5 and verse 4, and it reads thus.
Read through 8.
I got it.
Go ahead, Ken.
Sirach 5 and 8.
Sirach 5, starting at 4.
Sirach chapter.
Just end it.
They ain't gonna be able to hear. Answer. Hang it up.
Salakia. Mic check, mic check.
Mic check, mic check. IG, can y'all hear us? IG, can y'all hear us?
Let's get a con. Let's
Seven,
get a
put
con.
some sevens in there.
Hey, if you can hear us, drop a hey, hit that mic up there. It's on mute. That's what it is. Let me see the phone.
I'm not sure who that is.
Can y'all hear us?
Salakia, I can. Right? Just so
Okay, he said sound back on. Sound back on.
All right, because we get the sowing the seed, man, and you know what I'm saying? Some bruise.
Hey man, we gonna keep it moving through the spirit, man.
Con. Bring that back out.
Sirach, chapter 5, verse 4.
Come on.
Say not, I have sinned,
Uh-huh.
and what harm hath happened unto me?
Mm-hmm.
For the Lord is long suffering.
Read.
He will in no wise let thee go.
Right? Because the Most High, sometimes, like we say this all the time, if the Most High really dealing with you, man, you can't get away.
That's right.
Right? If He chose you, if He is predestined you for this thing to walk in righteousness and to seek His laws, statutes, and commandments, hey, He is going to be long suffering when He deals with us.
Is the mic on?
Brother Jay, you can't hear? Oh, I might have muted it. Con. Can y'all hear us now? IG, if you can hear us, drop some sevens. Keep it moving, bro.
You ready?
Verse 5.
The book of Sirach, chapter 5,
hear.
verse 5. Concerning appropriation, be not without fear to add sin unto sin.
Uh-huh.
And say not, his mercy is great. He will be pacified for the multitude of my sins.
Mm-hmm.
For mercy and wrath come from him, and his indignation resteth upon sinners.
Read on.
Verse 7. Make no tarrying to turn unto the Lord.
Right. So you got, when you hear this thing, man, you got to make haste.
That's
man.
right.
You can't weep. You can't waver in this thing.
You can't
be
drag your
sluggard.
feet. Right.
Right. Read on.
And put not off from day to day.
Uh-huh.
For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in the security thou shalt be destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt what?
Be destroyed.
Right.
And perish in the day of vengeance.
Uh-huh.
Set not thine heart upon goods unjustly gotten.
So right, because you could be talking about going off how you attaining your wealth, or you can be talking about robbing the Most High of His time, right? In order to justify or pursue your wealth or your riches, right? Go ahead.
For they shall not profit thee in the day of calamity.
Nothing that you can attain here on this side is going to be able to profit you in the day of your calamity, right? The only thing can save you is your treasure that you stored up in heaven.
Quick precept, man. 1 John 2.
Gather the next precept like Job 36 and 19. Go ahead, though, now.
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 2, and verse 15. Con. 1 John 2 and 15. It says, love not the world.
Do what?
Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world.
Uh-huh.
If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
Mm-hmm.
For all that is in the world is the lust of the flesh.
Right, you trying to satisfy your flesh. Go ahead.
The lust of the eyes.
Right, you trying to satisfy. Oh man, I think I can get me, and you know what I'm saying. I can get that. Right, go ahead.
And the pride of life.
The what?
The pride of life.
Right, you can't tell me nothing, bro. I'm getting this bag, bro. You know what I'm saying, bro. What's somebody that start getting the money? Their favorite line is a broke
nigga
can't tell me nothing. Right.
Right, but on hey man, we gonna be the Lord willing, we don't aspire to be broke, but if we gonna be them broke niggas, we gonna be the ones that's broke,
rich.
that's broke in the flesh, but spiritually rich as the opposite.
That's right.
Right, and it reads on. It says the pride of life is not of the Father.
It's what?
It's not of the Father.
But
it is of the world.
It's what?
It is of the world.
Go ahead.
Verse 17. And the world passeth away.
No, you can store up your treasures here.
And the world passeth away.
But I'm building my kingdom and my empire here.
And the world passeth away. and the lust thereof.
Uh-huh.
But he that doeth the will of the Most High Yahweh abideth forever.
So the not only does the world pass away with your riches that you've attained on this side, but the want,
the desire
to chase these things are gonna pass away too. That's only for a moment, a period of time that's destined to be done away with.
Right, because when the world pass away, man, the money, the things that you
that's
what,
right.
What they're gonna be good for?
That's all gonna pass away with it.
You can't pull up at the Kroger, man. You can't pull up at the Walmart, you know what I'm saying, the mall to spend the bag.
You can't stunt. Right. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be about that, bro. Ain't nothing you can do now. You know what I'm saying? Everything you built has been for naught. Right? If you haven't built up your spiritual treasures and kingdom as well.
And just on a to give balance on this understanding, like when we was in the world, we understood that we did everything in our power to fulfill all the holidays of the world.
Right.
So now on a spiritual level, now we're taking that physical bag that we were storing up, and we're applying it to our feast days now, man. We're going all the way in on our feast days. So ultimately, the Most High is seeing that as a righteous work, right? And that is a spiritual way of storing up your treasures in heaven. Man.
That's right.
By spending that physical bag on the spiritual
spiritual things.
Right. Con, go ahead with that. Was that Job 39?
Yeah, the book of Job
36 and 19.
The book of Job, chapter 36, verse 19.
Go ahead, King.
Will he esteem thy riches?
Mm-hmm.
No, not gold, nor all the forces of strength.
If the Most High gonna esteem, if you gonna stack up a bag in the most, start at verse 17. Man, this a powerful. Start at 15.
15. Job chapter 36, verse 15.
Bring it out.
He delivereth the poor in his affliction.
Right. So the poor in finance, but rich in spirit, is gonna be delivered from their afflictions. Right. Go ahead.
And openeth their ears in oppression.
Right. Because even in our oppression, the Most High had mercy on us to be able to receive the truth. Right. We were able to receive the treasures of heaven. We was able to receive real riches in our lowest estate as a people, right? Go ahead.
Verse 16, even so would he have removed thee out of the strait into a broad place.
Go ahead.
Where there is no straightness. And that which should be set apart on thy table should be full of fatness.
Go ahead.
But thou hast fulfilled the judgment of the wicked. Judgment and justice take hold on thee.
Go ahead.
Verse 18. But there is wrath, beware lest he take thee away from his stroke.
Go ahead.
Then a great ransom cannot deliver thee.
Right, because there's a wrath coming. And beware unless the enemy take you away with his stroke. And you ain't going to be able to buy your way out of that. Right? You can't purchase your way out of a nuclear missile. Right, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing you can do if they got you locked down in FEMA camps and you can't access your money. Right. It ain't gonna be nothing to do in that day. You're gonna have to take them strokes. Right, go ahead.
Verse 19. Will he esteem thy riches? No, not gold.
Will he what?
Esteem thy riches.
What he gonna do? He gonna say, you was a millionaire in the world, wasn't you, bro? Bro, the dollar is gonna be desolate. Destroyed. They will hold no value. I don't care how many American dollars you had, because it don't mean nothing now. Go ahead.
I'm not dealing with America nor your dollars.
Right.
Right.
Nor all the forces of strength. Verse 20. Desire not the night when people are cut off in their place. Take heed.
Do what?
Take heed. Regard not iniquity. For this hast thou chosen rather than affliction.
Keep going.
Verse 22. Behold, Yahweh exalted his power. Who teacheth like him?
Who can teach like the Most High? Who gonna give you an understanding like the Most High can give you? Right. Go ahead.
Who have enjoined him in his way?
Right.
Or who can say thou hast wrought iniquity?
Go ahead.
Remember that thou magnify his work. Which men behold.
Go ahead.
Every man may see it. Man may behold it afar off. Behold, Yahweh is great.
He is what?
Great.
Great.
And
and we know him not.
And what?
Know him not.
The Most High is perfect, even when you aren't even chasing him, even when you're not even seeking him. He's still great, great and terrible. Matter of fact, right? Go ahead.
Neither can the number of his years be searched out.
Because he's the ancient of days. I yield on that. The next precept is going to be Ezekiel 7 and 19.
I'm holding this book of Ezekiel, chapter 7 and 19. Ezekiel 7 and verse 19.
Mm-hmm.
And it reads thus: They shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of wrath of the Most High. Right? And you have some in some cities, man, overseas, man. It was happening a couple months ago, man. Dollars in the street, man. They just throwing it away. Right. It's just paper.
That's right. Because if we give this dollar's value, right? In actuality, like the brother just said, it's just paper. It's just paper, bro. You can't even spend American dollars. I've been to Mexico. In order for us, bro, you have to get pesos. Because that's what they have. The different places give it value, right? You know what I'm saying? These dollars that we holding on to, and a day soon to come, bro, it's not gonna be worth nothing.
You're gonna be casting it in the streets.
That's right, as it just said.
And their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of the Most High. They shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels.
Right.
Because it is the stumbling block.
It is what?
The stumbling block of their iniquity.
This money was your stumbling block of your sin. So now you got to deal with it. You stuck with nothing but that. Right? Keeping it moving. The next precept is going to be Zephaniah 1 and 18. Zephaniah 1 and 18.
It's the book of Zephaniah, chapter 1 and verse 18. And it reads thus: Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath. Right? This is precept upon precept.
That's right.
Right. But the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy.
So when a nuke is about to hit your city, how are you gonna purchase? The plane not gonna be able to get out of your city quick enough. You still gonna feel the wrath of his indignation, and there's nothing you can do to purchase your way out of it, right? And to let me back on the point that we're making, we are not preaching a Bumite doctrine. Neither are we preaching poverty, prosperity. What we're teaching is not to glorify the dollar. That's what we're teaching.
Quick precept.
Go ahead.
Let me get back to it. This is Exodus chapter 34 and 14.
Bring it out.
Exodus 34 and 14. And it reads: For thou shalt worship no other God.
Thou shalt what?
Worship no other God.
Go ahead.
For the Lord, whose name is jealous, is a jealous God.
Hey, man.
And ultimately, man, you can start pursuing these things and they can become a deity to you, man.
Because whatever you give your time to, that's your God. Whatever it may be, whether it be yourself, whether it be your children, your wife, anything outside of the Most High, if you're not dedicating your time to the Most High, whatever you're giving the bulk of your time to, that's what you're giving your praise and worship and glory to. And that becomes your God.
Khan got a precept.
Bring it out, King.
Like the brother was saying, like we're not preaching no poor doctrine, because we know the Lord said if you don't work, you don't eat.
That's right.
So you have to put that work in, take care of your family here in the land of our captivity.
That's right.
Proverbs 28, 19. The book of Proverbs, chapter 28, verse 19. And it reads: He that tilleth his land shall have plenty of bread, but he that followeth after vain person shall have poverty enough. A faithful man shall abound with blessings, but he that maketh haste to be rich,
that maketh what?
Haste to be rich, shall not be innocent.
Because you were seeking the wrong things.
That's right.
Right, you were seeking the wrong things, man. And we got to come out of that understanding, man. Again, it's about balance, man. About balance.
I mean that yellow.
Right, back to Zephaniah. Right, Zephaniah 1 and 18. We're gonna get the next precept after that. Zephaniah 1 and 18. Neither shall thou silver nor thy gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy. For he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. right? It's like it's gonna come like he says in First Peter 3:9 on down, right? He's gonna come like a thief in the night. It's gonna come like that, man. And so you have to be, you're gonna be caught with all these worldly treasures, man. But what is it gonna profit you in the day of your calamity, right? We're gonna yield on that. The next precept, we're gonna be in the book of Sirach 13:24. Sirach 13:24. All right, a few more precepts. The water, man, for the Akim and the Akwat that's tapping in, man, through the spirit. Right, we're going over the topic is does money, right?
Should we desire to be rich?
Should we desire to be rich? And we're just getting into the understanding of what that wealth is, man. Because you can be rich on a carnal level, right? But you can still be broke because you don't know how to continue that thing on.
That's right.
Jake get $1 million, man. Hit the lotto, man. Hit the dang bingo, right? And then 2 weeks later, man, he don't have anything to show for it, right? Because you don't have any wealth, right? The wealth is understanding how to keep this thing.
That's right.
Right. Go ahead, bring that out.
Sirach chapter 13, verse 24.
Shalakia, start at 20.
Verse 20.
20, read through 24.
As the proud hate humility, so doeth the rich abhor the poor.
Right.
A rich man beginning to fall is held up of his friends, but a poor man being down is thrust all away by his friends.
Right, because you can once a rich man begin to fall, he got other rich friends, or maybe not as rich as him, so they gon' how, trying to think of a clean way to say it, but they gon' they gonna ride his coattail. That's a good way to say it. You know what I'm saying, right? You know what I'm saying, and they gonna keep him exalted because he the bag, right? You know what I'm saying. If this man is feeding us, we got to make sure he's straight. You know what I'm saying. But somebody that actually need assistance, financially, that could benefit you spiritually and wisdom, you wouldn't even bat an eye at him. You wouldn't even look to assist him, right? You wouldn't lend a hand, right? Go ahead.
Verse 22. When a rich man is fallen, he hath many helpers.
Right.
He speaketh things not to be spoken, and yet men justify him.
They do what?
Justify him.
He gonna say all type of madness.
Don't got nothing to do with nothing, but just because he got a bag, man.
Yeah, you sure right, bro. Yes, man. Man, I was talking about that yesterday. You don't even know what he's talking about.
Read that again.
Verse 22.
Come on.
When a rich man is fallen, he hath many helpers. He speaketh things not to be spoken, and yet men justify him.
Go ahead.
The poor man slipped, and yet they rebuked him too.
Right, but when the poor man fall, look at this nigga. Like, see, man, I knew this brother. Right.
Get this broke boy up out of here. Right. What he doing in here?
Whose man's is this, right?
And what he said might actually make sense. Right? Go ahead.
He spake wisely.
He did what?
Spake wisely.
Go ahead.
And could have no place.
So when you speak in wisdom into a room full of fools, you don't got no place there. You speaking above their heads. And if you ain't got no money to back it up in a world that's based on money, you really got to get up out of there. You out of place. What it say? Could have no place. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 23. When a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue.
You tread lightly. You don't really know when the rich man speaking. You don't even agree with him, but you don't know how to tell him you don't agree with him because you don't want to offend him because he the one that got the bag. Right? Go ahead.
And look what he said. They extol it to the clouds.
Right. Just because he is coming out of the rich man's mouth, they're gonna extol that thing. They're gonna lift it up and they're gonna make it a saying. Right. You see that today in today's world. They got what's the brother's name, man? Elon Musk. They got Albert Einstein quotes.
Jeff Bezos.
Right? All these rich men on a carnal level, they want to quote these brothers. What does the Most High God say, man?
That's right.
Right? Why don't you quote some precepts, man, from the prophets, man? Right? Read on.
But if the poor man speak, they say, the poor man speak. They say, what fellow is this?
Yo, who man's is this? Who is this talk? Who partner is this, bro? Get him out of here, bro.
Right.
Go ahead.
And if he stumble, they will help to overthrow him.
Go ahead.
Verse 24, riches are good unto him that have no sin. And poverty is evil in the mouth of the ungodly.
Poverty is evil in the mouth of the ungodly. But the scripture said the Most High, he know our poverties. But we are rich. Because we rich through the spirit of Hamashiach. Right? Next precept.
I got a precept. Let me back off that.
Go ahead, King.
Back in the book of Proverbs, chapter 14. I'm gonna start with verse 18. Then let me back up what the brother just read. It says, "The simple inherit folly, but the prudent are crowned with knowledge." The evil,
and that's another thing. Like we don't. All we are able to, and I say we as a nation of people, all we are able to give on a carnal level when we're coming out of the world is a worldly way to get a bag, right? You either got to be a hooper, you either got to be a singer, a rapper, right? A trap star, or a stripper, right? This is the only way. A scammer, right? We are only able to give our children folly ways to get the bag, man. Go on that.
Verse 19. The evil bow before the good, and the wicked at the gates of the righteous. Verse 20. The poor is hated even of his own neighbor, but the rich have many friends.
And that's how it is.
And think about that. The poor is hated by his own neighbor. Bro, we both poor. If you my neighbor, you know what I'm saying? And you hate me.
What
that was Proverbs 14 and 18 through 19.
So keep it moving through the spirit. Deuteronomy 8 and 19. Deuteronomy 8, Salaki and 18.
Con. 8 and 18. Deuteronomy 8 and 18.
Start at 16, all right?
Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 16. Who fed thee in the wilderness with manna?
Right. Was he raining down bags from heaven? Right. Was he raining down food stamps from heaven?
Was it shekels falling out the sky?
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin. Brother say Bitcoin, man. Was he forexing it up, man, through the spirit? Man. Go ahead.
Which thy fathers knew not, that he might humble thee, and that he might prove thee to do thee good at thy latter end.
Right, because we said that riches profit you nothing in the day of calamity. Right, read on.
And thou say in thine heart, my power and the might of mine hand have gotten me his wealth.
Gotten me this wealth, right? Read on.
But thou shalt remember the Lord thy God,
right?
For it is he that giveth thee power to get wealth.
Right. And that's what brother was bringing that out today at camp, man. We don't glorify money, but when we do obtain that wealth on a carnal level, we make sure we pay homage and we give that all praises to the Most High, man, for giving us the strength, the ability, the wisdom, the knowledge, right? Even to be able to move in the spirit to be able to get these things.
But how do you do that, right? Do you just say, "Hey, appreciate you, Yahweh"? No, how do you show the Most High you love him?
You got to keep his commandments.
You got to keep the commandments, bro. You got to do the works. You got to put the work first, right? So this ain't just no lip to this scripture. We going with what the Most High said, and we doing the will and the work of the Father.
That's right, Con.
Go ahead.
Verse 18.
Verse 18, Slaki. But thou shalt remember the Lord thy God, for it is he.
I don't know.
Salakia.
Con. Salakia, man. We're bringing out that fire, man.
Kitchen, man.
Bringing that fire, man. All praises, man. All praises, man.
My bad, y'all.
It's all good, sis, man. Hey, if y'all can't tell, man, let's just get down to here, man. Let's just get down to here. Go ahead.
The brothers is too.
Come
on with it.
That's really what's cooking up in here, man.
Salakia, chat. Verse 18. But thou shalt remember the Lord thy God.
Thou shalt do what?
Remember the Lord thy God. For it is he that giveth thee power to get wealth, that he may establish his covenant which he sware unto thy fathers, as it as it is this day.
Go ahead.
And it shall be, if thou shalt do at all forget the Lord thy God,
right? If you forget these things, the Most High God has given us. Read on.
And walk after other gods,
come on,
and serve them and worship them, I testify against you this day that ye shall surely perish.
Right, you're gonna perish along with those wealth and those shekels and those treasures, the worldly treasures.
That's right.
Obtain,
That's right.
Finish it up, Ak.
Verse 20, as the nations would the Lord destroy before your face, so shall ye perish, because ye will not be obedient unto the voice of the Lord your God.
All praises. 1 John, man. Let's get 1 John chapter 2. I think we went there already through the spirit. Let's jump to
yeah, we already read that.
Job 27 and 13. We was there.
No, we didn't read that.
Matthew 6 and 19. Matthew 6 and 19. Salaki. A couple more precepts, then we're gonna wrap it up. Man, the water for y'all tapping in. Matthew verse 6 and 19. Matthew verse 6 and verse 19. And it reads thus: lay not up yourselves treasures upon the earth.
Do what?
Lay not up yourselves treasures upon the earth, where moth and rust do it corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up yourselves treasures in heaven.
Where?
In heaven.
Go ahead.
Where neither moth nor rust do it corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Right? So you have to understand that the Most High understands that it says from out of the heart, the mouth speaks, man. You can tell what a man is really about, man, when because his heart is going to reveal those things. Right?
Job 24.
Verse 24.
Verse 24. No man can serve two masters. For either he will hate the one and love the other.
Just like it said in 1 John 2 and 15. You can't love the world and the word. It's not the Most High didn't set it up like that. You can't have desires and chase the things that are of this world and still store up your treasures in heaven. You're gonna be torn two ways. One is gonna make you hate the other because they don't complement each other. They are the very opposite of each other. Right? Go ahead.
It says, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other.
That's right.
You cannot serve Yahweh and Mammon.
That's right. Meaning you cannot serve the Most High and money and gain. You got to choose one. You can't do both.
Quick precept, Galatians 5 and 16.
Bring it out.
Galatians 5 and verse 16. And it reads, this I say then, walk in the spirit.
Do what?
Walk in the spirit. And ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. For the flesh lusteth after the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary one to another, that ye cannot do the things that ye would. And that's what just kind of talking about on a spiritual level, that you got to understand that you still have to store those treasures up in heaven, man. And you still got to get a bag here too as well. But the spirit and the flesh is going to lust against each other, man. It's going to war within you. You're going to feel sometimes when it's a Sabbath, but man, they throwing that OT out, man. What you going to do, Sam? You going to work on it? Like, man, we ain't working on a Sabbath, man. Right? We understand that the Most High is requiring us to be obedient, man. That's what the scriptures say. Obedience is better than what?
Sacrifice.
It's better than sacrifice.
Got a precept. This is Sirach 29, start at verse 7. And it reads, Sirach 29, starting at verse 7. I'm going to read through 11. And it reads, many therefore have refused to lend for other man's ill dealing, fear to be defrauded. Yet have thou patience with a man in poor estate.
So like, and what it's talking about, a lot of brothers are really afraid to lend because they don't really know what a brother owns, man. But that's your brother, and he lack it, man. You should restore him in the spirit of meekness.
And through the spirit, it don't matter what he gonna do with it. It just matters did you help your brother or not.
Did not the Lord say, man, give and not worry about if you're gonna give, man, give out of the humbleness of your heart, man. Right? Don't give to the brother, man. You so consumed with the bag now, you gotta tax the brother.
So you know what in your pocket now. I started not to give it to you. You know what I'm saying?
Interest.
Right.
I tell you about my money, player. You know what I'm talking about? Right. Verse 9. Help the poor for the commandment's sake.
For the what?
For the commandment's sake.
Hey, you've been commanded to help the poor, man.
And turn him not away because of his poverty.
But we can, that's a precept there. Even what was that? Peter, he said, man, silver and gold I have none.
I think it's on here.
It's on there?
It ain't on here. But yeah,
it's on here now officially, man.
That's
through
right.
The Spirit, man. We understand that, man. There's gonna be a lot of times that a brother can be so broke, man, but you didn't have nothing tangible to give him, but you gave him the word, man. And you lifted that brother up out of the dunghill. You gave him righteousness.
And you couldn't have gave him nothing better. There's nothing tangible that you could have given him that was better than the word of the Most High.
That's right.
Picking up.
Get Job 27:13.
Verse 10. Lose not thy money for thy brother and thy friend. Lose thy money for thy brother and thy friend.
Give it up.
And let it not rust under a stone to be lost. Lay up thy treasure according to the commandments of the Most High, and it shall bring thee more profit than gold.
Right. You gotta be able to on a spiritual level, man, risk the biscuit, man. Have faith in the Most High. Right. Understand that he's requiring to do this thing, that he can restore that thing, man. Tenfold. That's what we're seeking in the kingdom.
100-fold.
100-fold. Come the water. Right.
Right. In closing, shut up alms in thy storehouses. Shut up alms in thy storehouses, and it shall deliver thee from all afflictions. It shall fight for thee against thine enemies better than a mighty shield and a strong spear.
Put that close on there one time. The bottom, nothing. Yeah, a couple more precepts. Job 27:13. Bring that out.
The book of Job, chapter 27, verse 13.
Go ahead.
This is the portion of a wicked man of Yahweh.
It's a what?
The portion of a wicked man of Yahweh.
Read on.
And the heritage of oppressors, which they shall receive of the Almighty.
Right.
If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword.
It's for what?
The sword. And his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. Those that remain of him shall be buried in death. And his widow shall not weep. Though he heap up silver as the dust and prepare raiment as the clay,
right?
He may prepare it, but the just shall put it on.
So you can reap up all these treasures, store up all this silver, all this gold, all this money, but the righteous is gonna reap it. The righteous is gonna be the one that get the reward from it, right? Go ahead.
And the innocent shall divide the silver. Verse 18.
Next precept you can yield right there.
This is the last one right here. You got it?
Yeah, it's gonna be. I ain't got it. Proverbs 13:22.
I'm holding. Proverbs chapter 13 and verse 22. Proverbs 13 and verse 22. And it reads thus: a good man leaveth an inheritance for his children.
For his children.
For his children's children. And the wealth of the sinner is laid up for just. And that's, again, this is double fold. When you go into Job 11:6, it talks about that the scriptures are worth double.
That's right.
Right. So we understand that the real righteousness, we was talking about this earlier with the Ak Yawasop, man, and talking about how we raising our children up in this truth, man. That's wealth, man. That's a good inheritance. Right. So these brothers, our sons, are going to know that they're Israel, man. They're going to know that they're kings in the earth. Right. We're giving them real wealth, man.
Jump to verse 7, King.
Right. Ken?
Same chapter.
Proverbs 13:7.
Okay.
Proverbs 13:7. There is that maketh himself rich, yet hath nothing. There is that maketh himself poor, yet hath great riches.
Right.
That's a parable. That's a dark saying right there. Right? You can get it. Say the volume is out, unmuted, muted, and unmuted.
Can y'all hear us?
Come on, let me get it. I think you got to touch that top corner or something.
Right, but what the brother's saying is that spiritual, man, because even when you go into the celebrity world, man, you're dealing with a lot of upper echelon, if you will, people who have a lot of wealth, right? But they're still miserable, man. You got a lot of brothers. The Biggie said it best, man. He says, "More money, more problems," right? So when you seek all these things, man, those things don't go away, and they increase. Right? But you got to have wisdom in order to know how to combat these things, right? And to be able to stay afloat in these times, right? Read that again, out.
The parable?
Yes.
Verse 7. There is that maketh himself rich, yet have nothing.
Right.
There is that maketh himself poor, yet hath great riches.
Right. Let's get a few more. Let's get like 2 or 3 more.
Okay.
Next precept is gonna be Proverbs 10 and 22.
Proverbs 10, verse 22. The blessing of Yahweh, it maketh rich, and he addeth no sorrow with it.
Right, because when the Most High bless you, you ain't got. Y'all be seeing them the brothers, the sisters, the scams. They've been talking about, yeah, man, you want to turn 5,000? I need 500, and I turn into 5,000. You know what I'm saying?
Talking about the
hey,
cash
man,
out.
the Most High don't need no lick like that. If he gonna put you on and he gonna bless you with something, he ain't gonna need you to put a down payment on it. Not carnally. You might have to sow time that was already allotted to him. Right? You might have to sow spirit that he gave you. Right? You know what I'm saying? You might have to make yourself a living sacrifice, right? As the scriptures say. But he ain't gonna need you to put no shekels on it. He ain't gonna need no gold from you, bro.
Neither is he gonna come up to you and ask you, hey, what's your credit score looking like?
Right. You know what I'm saying?
He's not gonna do that.
The Most High don't operate like that. Let me in 2 more precepts. Sirach 11 and 14.
The brother Train, he asked, man, is it a sin, man, to pursue wealth? Like, King, it's not a sin to pursue wealth, but you got to understand if you're going, you have to have balance, and you don't want to forsake the Most High by allowing that to consume you.
It is a sin to pursue wealth more than you pursue God.
And you
pursue Yahweh. That's a sin. It is.
And we brought that out earlier. You might not have been on, King, but 1 Timothy 6 and 9, which was one of the first precepts, is that the love of money is the root of all evil.
That's right.
So it's not a sin to pursue a bag and to establish your house, right? Are you on that?
But establishing your house is not getting the bag. Somebody get Isaiah 33:16. That's not what establishes your house. I'm gonna grab it right quick. I'm gonna let you grab your precept too. This is Isaiah 33 and 6. And it reads, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. Right? So this is what's going to establish your house. This is what's going to keep you. This is what's going to protect you. Right? And strength of salvation, the fear of the Lord is his treasure.
And that word that he bringing out, stability, man. That's a key word, meaning that it can go to the left or to the right.
That's right.
You have to balance that thing out, man.
That's right.
You got to make it stable. It has to be a level playing field when you're dealing with the Most High God. And he's the foundation. Yahweh Shah Mashiach. He's the rock that we building that thing upon.
The cornerstone, who the builders refuse. Go ahead, everybody.
Con. All praise. Just let me back what the brother was saying. If it's given to in righteousness by the Most High, right? Because you seek the kingdom first, and these things will be given unto you.
That's right.
Like, Israel, we wasn't like broke peasants, right? There's 2 examples I'm gonna give in 1 Kings 10 and 23 with King Solomon.
I'll bring it out. You can break it down. 1 Kings 10 and 23.
Yeah, 10 and 23. And the second one is Genesis 13 and 2.
This is the book of 1 Kings, chapter 10 and verse 23.
It's plain upon table, but
So King Solomon exceeded all the kings of the earth for riches and for wisdom.
And that's plain upon tables. King Solomon had riches. So, it's not a sin to seek, wealth, but you got to do it in righteousness.
That's right.
Right. The brother said they got overtime on Saturday and you got a trip plan and you're going to make that $200 to cover that ticket. Hey, you can't do it, brother.
Yeah.
You can't work. You can't sin to make your riches and in wisdom. like King Solomon asked for wisdom first, and then the Most High gave him the riches. Right? Get another example for that.
What you say? Genesis
13:2.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 13, verse 2. And Abram was very rich.
Was what?
Was very rich.
Abraham was very rich. So our forefathers, our forefather had the bag. But that was after they seek the Most High.
That's right.
They got it after that.
In cattle, in silver, and in gold.
And so and that's why if we're not so consumed, us in this truth, we're not going to be so overwhelmed with this thing because we know where we come from. We know the real wealth of the Most High God has stored up for us, man. And so we're not going to sacrifice. What is a man to sacrifice the whole world?
Right.
So like you for to gain the whole world and lose your whole soul, man.
Because what the Most High gives you, it can't be taken away.
You got to go ahead and bring it out. Listen, precepts 5, y'all hold it real quick.
I got one too after you came.
I'm still on the Sirach.
The book of Joshua, chapter 1 and verse 8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success.
Did it say the success come before? It say, and then you'll have good success. Then you'll make your way prosperous, right?
So that was a good precept. So in order for us to prosper, we have to use this word, right, to operate and to navigate us through this society, man. Right. I yield on that.
I got one. Well, matter of fact, you already in Sirach 11.
Yeah, 11 and
okay. Bring out 14, which is the next precept, and then I got one in that same chapter, and then we can yield.
Sirach chapter 11, verse 14. Prosperity and adversity, life and death, poverty and riches come of Yahweh.
It come of the Most High. It's the Most High doing all these things, making you prosperous, making you fall on hard times, giving you life, giving you death. And this, jump down to verse 21.
Verse 21. Marvel not at the works of sinners, but trust in the Lord.
Right.
And abide in thy labor. For it is an easy thing in the sight of the Lord on the sudden to make a poor man rich.
It's an easy thing with the Most High. Right? You going, matter of fact, jump back up to 18. You going through it with your bag, you trying to a lot this time, you penny pinching, you saving, you trying to make this happen. But the Most High said, bro, it's an easy thing for me to make you rich. All you got to do is do what's pleasing in my sight. Do what I've already required you and your generations to be doing anyway. Right? You know what I'm saying? It's his desires to give us the kingdom. Right? But it's something we got to do to receive that. Right? Go ahead. Jump back up to 18.
Sirach 11 and 18.
Bring it out.
There is that waxeth rich by his wariness and pinching.
Right.
And this is the portion of his reward.
Right? When you skimp in the Most High, you can skimp your way to whatever you get, but that's your reward. That's what you got for it. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 19. Whereas he said, I have found rest, and now I will eat continually of my good.
Now you done found rest because you done penny pinched your way to whatever you have. Okay, that's your goods. That's your life. Deal with it. Right? Go ahead.
And yet he knoweth not what time shall come upon him.
He what?
Shall know not what time shall come upon him.
You don't even know how long you're gonna get to enjoy it. Because you didn't seek the wealth for generations. You seek the wealth for your time, and you don't even know how long you got to even enjoy it. Go ahead.
And that he must leave those things to others and die.
He must do what?
Leave those things to other and die.
So you might get the bag. Your ticket or your goal might be $1 million. And as soon as you get the meal, you kick the bucket and give up the ghost. All right. But if you chase the Most High and seek the Most High and follow after his ways, he gonna bless your legacy. Generations and generations after you already gone.
That's right.
Your lot, your people, your seed line is still gonna be in the green with the Most High. So you read that 21 one more time, and then I'm gonna get read that 21 again. Not you.
20. Jump to 21.
Yeah, read 21 again. Not you.
Sirach 11 and 21. Marvel not at the works of sinners.
So like, start at 20.
Verse 20. Be steadfast in thy covenant.
Be what?
Steadfast in thy covenant.
Be steadfast in this covenant that the Most High made with us. That's what you should be seeking, right? Abundantly. Go ahead.
And be conversant therein. And wax old in thy work.
In the work of the Lord, man. Wax old in doing this work. We got elders on the highways and byways still bringing it out. Been in this truth 30 plus years. 40 years. And they still doing the work of the Lord. They didn't give up and say, hey, man, I did that for 30 years and I ain't got the bag yet. Yeah, man, I'm gone. The Most High ain't dealing with me, so I'm finna go get this bag. They ain't say that. They still waxed old with their works, right? Go ahead.
Verse 21. Marvel not at the works of sinners,
right?
But trust in the Lord.
Trust in Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
And abide in thy labor.
Abide in doing thy labor, putting in your brick on the highways and byways, bringing out breakdowns, teaching your children, teaching Sirach 33 and 17, right? For those that seek learning, you're not learning for yourself only, but for those that seek learning. Abide in that, right? Abide in that type of mind state. Go ahead.
For it is an easy thing in the sight of the Lord on a sudden to make a poor man rich.
Because what you're trying to do through your flesh, the Most High can do in an instant, right? And with that, I yield.
Man. The water for the Akim and the Aqua, man, for tapping in through the Spirit, man, via IG, also YouTube, man. We the saints upholding commandments, man. We pray that everybody, man, is edified through the Spirit, man. And ultimately, man, that they're growing in wisdom and knowledge and understanding that the Most High is increasing in these last days.
We got a part 2. We're gonna finish this breakdown during this week sometime. With that, we say Kwam Yasharala Shalom, brother Yakanan. Right, Shalom to all the brothers and sisters that stayed tapped in. Right, we the saints among the commandment, double honor to the elders of House of David, right, that's been putting in this work before us. The water. Shalom to the skank side of the broad. Shalom, shalom, shalom.
Hey, shalom, sister Aqua Aliana, man.
She said so soon. She said that.
Yeah. We holding it down, man.
Shalom.
She said the water for the hospitality, man.
All praise, man. It's our brother, man.
Shalom, sis. All praise to the Most High. Allah, Yahweh, by Shem, my Shem, like I was shot.
Shalom. Yeah, just exit. The water.